The most memorable sitting of a public gathering is prohibited by established court rulings. In an important decision, the Sacred Court declined to grant a prohibition attempt to postpone the Friday public gathering's first session. Before we continue, please kindly hit on the subscribe button. An alliance of common society organizations and opposition groups filed the application for the ban, arguing that inconsistent practices had harmed the emerging wide races. In delivering the consistent ruling, Boss Equity Mogoing said that the application failed to meet the necessary legal requirements for a prohibition. He emphasized the need of adhering to set schedules and the necessity of taking the majority rule procedure into consideration. Mogoing said, "The court acknowledges the concerns expressed by the candidates but emphasizes that the established legal framework should be adhered to." The opposition coalition had alleged that significant mistakes in the previous cycle, including as purported voter fraud and improper use of polling forms, undermined the legitimacy of the outcomes of the political contest. They opposed the idea that the public gathering's main session would result in what they called an inadequately thought-out government. In any event, the Sacred Court said that any allegations of discretionary misconduct should be handled via the appropriate, lawful means, such as the Constituent Court. The ruling stressed the need to maintain peace and order and safeguard requests in order to prevent undue disruption of administrative procedures. Responses to the ruling have been mixed. The ruling party welcomed the judgment, claiming that it allows the newly elected administration to begin enforcing its decree immediately away. On the other hand, the pioneers of resistance expressed their displeasure and pledged to continue their legal battle and demand appropriate reforms. With the public gathering scheduled for this Friday, all eyes will be on the proceedings as they set the tone for the next legislative session. The ruling explores the perplexing landscape of election issues, while highlighting the legal executive's responsibility to uphold established rules. Once again, the application was denied by the Constitutional Court due to procedural errors and self-inflicted haste. The claim for direct access was denied because the petitioner neglected to assert the court's exclusive jurisdiction. The court stressed that where procedural flaws exist, granting such access is not in the interests of justice. The sequence of events also played a crucial role in the court's ruling. The petitioner was aware that the results in question were made public between June 1st and June 2nd. Even with this knowledge, the application wasn't released until June 10th. The court came to the conclusion that the argument for accelerated treatment was undermined since this delay represented self-created urgency. The applicant's interpretation of Section 46 of the Constitution was also challenged by the court. According to this provision, the number of members in the National Assembly shall be between 350 and 400. The applicant's misinterpretation of this clause, which suggested a basic misunderstanding of the provisions of the Constitution, further undermined their argument. This decision emphasizes how crucial it is to follow the proper procedures and take prompt action when requesting court relief. It also emphasizes how important it is to understand the Constitution correctly. The court's ruling acts as a reminder that legal procedures must be strictly adhered to and that claims of urgency must be supported by events beyond the applicant's control, rather than by delays caused by the applicant. The court ruled that the amendment violated the theory of separation of powers, which protects the autonomy of the many branches of government from one another. The amendment gave the Speaker the authority to create the House of Assembly Service Commission. The court went on to say that the Rivers State House of Assembly Commission cannot be established by the Rivers State House of Assembly because it is not authorized by law to perform executive functions. This commission is one of the organizations whose membership will be chosen by the governor, as outlined in Section 2 of the third schedule of the Constitution. Lead NGO attorney Barrister Boma Owunabo stated in an interview with media immediately after the verdict that the lawsuit was brought in the public interest to contest the amendment's assumption of executive powers by the Amaewul-led Rivers State Assembly. According to Owunabo, the NGO is committed to making sure that all national laws are in line with the requirements of the Constitution. He said that the ruling was a triumph for sound government and the rule of law and praised the presiding judge for her candor, careful consideration, and appraisal of the facts before giving the decision.